welcome to week 3 of the track and field season, especially the indoor season. This past weekend saw a lot of performances as well, and today we are going to dive right into every single bit of them, some of the top performance from the weekend and what we are looking out for the coming weekend. So, Kevin, we're back
Yes.
again. How did
Back
your
again,
weekend
brother.
punch?
Um, it was a good weekend. I mean, we talked about a lot of people, but the good thing is some of the guys we actually mentioned, they actually didn't disappoint. So I'm excited to talk about that. Yeah. We got some of the women in as well. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the season. The way it's going is positive. I'm hopeful for a great season. So yeah.
But first of all, let's talk about our South Africans. When we go
Mhm.
to South Africa, the southern part of Africa, to be specific.
Southern Park.
Yes, it looks like they are making a lot of waves. Those
Listen.
southern Africans are making a lot of waves, and let's kick off with the Zimbabwe national record. The guy from Zimbabwe around the 6:57, the new Zimbabwe
Yes.
national record.
Yes. Yes.
Another
So,
other guy who is
David,
following the footsteps of Tapiwa.
I feel well, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I
What,
think his name
what do you
is
think about that guy?
David Yambo Farida.
Well,
Um, so see what I think about dudes that just come on the scene and just run fast times is they're dangerous. That's what I think about him right now. Like if you just open your season with a 6'5", right? That's like straight up gunshots because normally people start with 6'6". You start from somewhere, you build up to your season, but you're starting with big guns, like 6'5", 7". What national record is like? He has more in the tank. He's going to run faster than that.
you
So
definitely have more to think, and it looks
I'm
like
ready.
he's following the footsteps of Tapiwa. I
Yeah.
think last year he ran the World Junior Under 20 Championship.
hmm
I think, um, Tapiwa's performance last year have inspired a lot of
It
Zimbabweans,
has.
and
It has.
following the footsteps, he's also at the Tapiwa's former school, JUCO.
Yeah.
Is there, what is it? In New Mexico Junior College. So
hmm
that is very, very refreshing to see that like one athlete can change the whole landscape of a country. What do you think about
I
that?
mean, it always happens that way, doesn't it? Like, just think about all the smaller sprinting nations. Start with like Jamaica. Yes, they did have Don Query back in the day. They have Merlin Ote back in the day. But you think about it, once Asaba Power paid the way where these athletes realized that I can stay home and still make it.
Mhm.
Look at what happened to Jamaica between 2004 and right about, I mean, it's still happening, but I'm just saying right about 2020. It was like it was a spring factory. There's still a spring factory, yes, but somebody has to pave the way. So yes, I like the way Tapio has, started that trend of showing his countrymen and all the people in the region of South Africa that look, it's
Yeah.
not just South Africa or Nigeria or Ghana that's good in the sprints. We can do it too. I mean, Kenya's doing it. Look at Fred. He's also inspiring people in Kenya to try to sprint. So I think the whole of Africa is like getting to a point where it's like, you know what? We got this. We can try this. Let's get it. So yeah, kudos to people for that.
Well, do you think it's like an awakening call for Africans to just switch their attention from just focusing on one specific event to focusing or like believing that there's other events that Africans can be better in? Like, like when you look at the East Africans, they are very
Yeah.
known for distance running.
Yeah.
You think
Yeah.
that is opening a lot of opportunity for more Eastern Africans to explore other
It
events?
is. It really is. It really is. So it's the same thing. It's like there's been a stigma of the West Africans are the faster guys. So they run the sprints. The Eastern Africans do the longer distance. And I guess the Southern Africans, they chime in here and there whenever they can. But now it's like, listen, we can all do the same things.
Exactly.
As a matter of being disciplined to it and doing it. Before Fred, I don't think anybody knew any sprinting Kenyan.
Mm-hmm.
Wanyala, like literally. Like
Literally,
before
yeah.
Ferdinand was running, yeah, and everybody was like, oh, yeah, Kenya had long distance, 800 was the fastest they could run because of Rudisha, So it's like seeing Ferdinand and Wanyala start this now, Botswana has sprinters. Like, whoever thought Botswana is going to have a world
Of sprinters, yeah.
Come on. We always thought it was going to be from West Africa. I mean, South Africa did it with its 400 meters. Wade was, the world record holder. So seeing different parts of Africa come together to try to get on the scene, I think it's motivational for every country to think, you know what, we look alike. Why can I not do this as well?
Yeah,
You know
with
what?
the right resources and investments and all that, yeah, we can achieve it as well.
Say that louder. The right resources.
Right resources and investments,
Say that
So
louder.
yeah, because this guy who ran the 657, he got exposure at the World Under 20
Yeah,
Championship. That gave him the exposure. And he
yeah.
got inspired by Tapiwa and
Hmm.
those guys.
Yeah,
And now he's following the footsteps, going to the
yeah.
same JUCO, trying to follow the same footsteps, and eventually
Yes.
next year or so he'll be in a D1 school or somewhere. You don't know.
Yeah.
But let's moving on from that. Tapiwa, he
Viewers, yeah.
finally okay the season
Yeah.
in the
260.
60 and
Mhm.
in the 200.
Yeah. I'm
60,
actually
60.
impressed. Yeah,
That's
I'm actually impressed with his 60 because how tall he is and I guess how lanky it is. I mean, he is. I didn't think he can run at six. I mean, at 6'7". So I see him more of a longer sprinter than a short, and he hasn't even run 100 meters. That's why I run a 60
yeah.
and a 60. So yeah, I guess he's gearing up for a very fast 2025. Looking forward to it. I mean,
Looking
24.
forward for his Aldo. It looks exciting for him.
Listen,
I saw him out there at Lubbock and he's just having fun. You could see that he's having fun. He's just doing his thing, that's
which
exciting for him.
that's the thing.
Following day, he went out there to run it 24 8, second fastest time in the world.
Yeah, that's what he came for. The 200 is his thing. But I think the 60 was just a preparation and warm up, just to, get him warmed up and see what he got in his thing. And I think it's all about a mindset, like just motivating yourself, right?
Yeah.
Getting in the groove, being comfortable, not getting scared. Like his first year on the big stage, I think there was jitters. It was like, this is my first time. There's this big guys here, 200. It's like there's a
Yeah.
lot of eyes on you. So now that he's actually a world dominant sprinter, it's like, okay, I'm here to stay. So I'm going to show you what I got. So I think, yeah, he's setting the tone, which is good. Which is
200,
good.
but that's one of the easiest 200 I've seen in a while. Like, I don't
Listen.
know, maybe because of his stride lane or
It,
it's one of the easiest 200 I've seen so far. It felt like he didn't break a sweat. He ran that
listen.
200.
Doing that, an indoor 200 is way harder than outdoor. Take it from me, because I'm telling you before, it is hard. Like between having to breathe a certain way because there's a stagnant air. You don't have the wind blowing your face like outdoor, so it's like it's more painful to run very fast indoor, and like a 200 is like a straight out sprint, but you're going a whole lap with all these banks. It's
Yeah.
very uncomfortable. So yeah, kudos to him for running that 24, like on this, season opener that fast. Great job, man. Great job.
Good job at Tapiwa. On the women's side, we had a couple of Nigerians running, what, 7.3,
Yeah, 7 2s.
2,
Impressive. I mean, I did say, hey, I'm looking up for the Nigerian ladies to come with the sprints because, I mean, they are really good at the sprints. In the college ladies, and there's a bunch of them, but I think they pop up here and pop up there. I'm not really sure what schools they attend. All I know is that they're on the scene with 7 2, top 30 in the world this year. So, and there's two of them. So that's that. Kudos to them for that. They're doing really good. Good.
And Rose Jabbar did her thing. Like Rose Jabbar, she opened up a season with a equaling the national record, her own
Yeah.
national record in the high jump. Last thing you mentioned about
I did.
looking
I
forward
did.
to
I was looking forward to her because, the way I look at it is the more competition she has, she gets better every time. It's like she builds the confidence to want to attempt something higher. And I think when it comes to the jumps, like the jumps for height, so high jump, pole vault, those two jumps, it's like you have to have enough confidence to want to do it because it's scary. You have to go up way high in the air. And I think that's the only events that they actually ask them, do you want to attempt a height higher than where we are, or you want to
yeah.
wait? You can pass. In long jump, triple, you can't do that. We're jumping, just jumping, jumping, go, right? Yeah. Or shot put or discus, throw. But when it comes to those two jumps for height, you can attempt a higher height. So, and the more confident you are, or the more, like motivated you are, the higher you can jump. And so it's like, you take a risk, right? So I like when she keeps going, just giving herself that push to want to push harder. So I think she can take the record out. I really think she can really medal if she really, really just, focused on, you know what? I think I got this. Let me not be scared. Let me just go for it,
But
Yeah.
that is really true. Another performance from the weekend was South African Marion, and the hurdler, the 60-meter hurdler. She opened up the season in Europe, running 7.91 seconds. She finished second in the African Championship,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
100-meter hurdles last year. So it looks an exciting
Hey,
for her. She
listen. I mean, there's World Indoor Championships this year, so I guess everybody has to start putting their best foot forward. I haven't really checked the NCAA calendar because most of the time it coincides with the World Indoor Championships in March. So that's one of the reasons why most of the NCAA athletes don't compete. So if there's a little gap in there, and I think if the NCAA athletes can actually compete for Africa, I really think it will be very competitive if they do.
Oh,
So
it looks like Barnabas' world lead was
yeah,
intact.
it's still there.
Still intact. So
Nothing has changed. I mean,
Barnabas, the world
Drake
lead is
Long has opened the
still
season and stuff, but
there.
it's still there. So
So
yeah,
you are the world leader for another week
I
running.
know.
That is
Another
also
week
very
running.
exciting, man.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
next, the
That's great.
coming weekend, which actually we were looking forward to seeing some of the more of the Ghanaians compete.
Yeah, we were. We were.
Unfortunately, some of them have different plans and all that. So
Yeah.
what do you think about that? And are you expecting some of
I-
them to open up their season in their main
I'm still
event this weekend?
I'm actually still looking forward to Rashid running the 60 meter. I think he has one of the best starts in the game right now. Like he's like always good reaction up and going. So I want to see how his 60 is looking now from, last year's potential runs that he had, all the NCAA, the Olympics, like with all that exposure, I want to see how his 60 looks this year. I don't know if Benjamin Zamati is going to run the 60 at all this year since he's moved to
He's gonna
California.
run. He said he's gonna open up in February. But this past weekend, one of his teammates, his training partner, opened
Six
up
five?
with the 6.57.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Man,
So I mean, it's I think it's motivational and it's more like a competitive thing because if your training partner opens up with the 657,
yeah,
it's up to you to beat that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, you're the Olympic guy, you're the guy who represented your country so many times, national record holder. Let's see what you got. So it's more, there's a target on his back if he doesn't
yeah,
know to run fast. And then Barnabas, because Barnabas is also Ghanaian, so you better
yeah,
run faster. As if you're listening to us,
yeah.
you better you better run
I
faster.
think I
Rashid,
think he's gonna
same
run
thing.
faster. That is my prediction. Maybe a sub 6.5. I don't
Okay.
know, but it looks possible for him
Yeah.
based on what I've seen so far. Based on what I've seen so far, and
Sub 6'5". That would be a personal record for
yeah,
him.
that would be a personal. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
hoping for him. Hoping
Yeah.
for first time
Yeah.
for him, and based
That
on what
that
I've seen and based on things that I've heard and stuff like that.
that's nice. That would be a good push.
But
That would be a good push.
a sub 6.5 for him, that would be exciting.
Yeah.
Isaac and all the other guys too
Yeah.
are out
Yeah,
there.
yeah. NCAA because Isaac is in D2, so he's the reigning champion. So I think he has to live up to the bill and start, show us what he's got. Because I think he also has a 660,
Yeah,
6'5".
661 or six six
What's
two
the
last year.
right? So
Yeah.
I think this year is the year you go faster than what you did last year because everybody has the exposure from the World Games, the Olympics and stuff. You've seen the big guys out there. Now you're a big guy, so you have to come and prove yourself out here. So I think this year everybody should actually up themselves from whatever they ran last year.
The
So
one
yeah,
athlete that we forgot to mention is Joseph Amwa. Joseph Amwa.
yes, Joe Paul.
Joseph
Joe
Amwa.
Paul, he's not really an indoor guy though.
Well, it's not. Maybe this year can
Yeah.
be in the World Indoor Championship because that's the two
I mean, listen,
championship,
Joe
World
is
Indoor and
60.
Outdoor.
Joe is a more of a 80-meter guy.
Yeah.
So I don't think his 60 would be that as tip top. But not gonna lie, the way he finishes his 100 meters, if he could get a start as fast as a 6'5",
Mhm.
I think he would be a problem, like a big threat.
His PB in the 60s like a 660.
That's what I'm saying. So if he can lower that, like Tapia was a 200-meter guy. If he's running 6'6", right? Well, technically Joe is more of a 200 guy too as well. So I guess I can't really put too much stress on him So I'd say if he wants to compete in the 60, you gotta at least give us some 6.5s because like the 200 meters is not the 100 or the 60. So yeah, I mean, I'll look forward to him running the 60 just to see if he has any fast times for us because we're looking for fast times. So hey, anything that comes. Oh, before I move on from the 60, Kishane Thompson, right?
Yeah.
He opened up his season. He ran at 6:48, but it's outdoor. So it doesn't really count as indoor 60 meters.
I don't know how that works. Someone should actually explain it to me. So if you're in the comment,
Right.
you just explain that to me how that works. Because I know indoor times, but they run that outdoor
Outdoor.
from the 60 meters and they use a wind gauge. So
Okay. Yes, there's a negative wind.
so
It's not to me, it's not. I understand it was negative wind, right? Which is like, head, it's in your face, it's actually impeding your speed, and it makes sense, but it's still not really the same as not having the wind at all, or being in the dome that has stagnant air.
yeah,
Because the way you breathe is kind of different.
different. Yeah, that
When
is
you push out the block and you actually making your own oxygen through all that carbon dioxide that all the people in the room have
yeah,
provided, it hurts your lungs,
yeah,
literally pushing through. So it's really not the same because 6'4" is fast. It's good. Until he runs it indoor, we can't technically say he's going to do the same thing because I don't know if he's actually run indoor before. He might be surprised. Like, remember,
I don't most this Jamaican you can't predict those Jamaicans because
listen,
you might end up running like a low 6'4" indoors.
because he could, but I mean, I think from the way he runs the 100, you would expect him to go faster in the 60, just like Asava Power. If you remember, everybody thought Asava Power should own the 60-meter record
Yeah.
because when he takes off, it's like a bullet train coming. But when he came to run the indoor, I guess he also had the same problem of, wow, this thing is very weird. Like your breathing pattern is different, and it's so close quarter, and then there's a cushion at the end where you gotta like run into it.
Yeah.
Some people panic when they're about to finish the race and they slow down because, bro, this is like I'm about to crash into this
Yeah.
thing. So yeah, it's a weird race to run indoor and it's different. But I mean, hopefully he might show up at the World Indoor Championship. Because hey, why not? If you're that fast, come show us something.
Yeah, I'm excited to see all those guys open up their season for real.
60. Yeah,
And then see all those guys do their thing and excel.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
It's exciting.
another weekend and great performances.
Hey man,
Looking
looking
forward.
forward to more weekends, right?
Yeah, looking forward to the next weekend.
Yeah, yeah.
What's their